Many of you may be surprised to know that according to the latest article in India Today in 2018, India is the most depressed country in the world, followed by China and USA. Depression is seen in 6.5% of Indian population, which is probably several crores of people, and the average suicide rate is 10.9 for every lakh people diagnosed. Now here's the thing, would you believe if I say that depression can turn a well-educated person into a homeless person? Folks, this is Sahila again, Namaskar, with yet another topic that is raw, sensible, and uninhibited. Today's subject is a huge taboo topic, which is depression. Well, before I depress you more, a small sigh of relief is that the situation is somewhat similar in other major countries as well. When I was recently reviewing some profiles for a nanny position for my home in USA, I came across a most interesting description of a doctor seeking work as a nanny. On further interviewing her, I realized she was 60 years old US citizen and she was homeless. I was shocked. How could a person so highly educated end up becoming homeless in this country? Now, being in the same profession, there was an innate sense of empathy from my side, and hence, without asking for further references, I invited her to my home to see whether she could be a right fit as our nanny. She also agreed to the job instantly, which didn't come as a surprise, I thought, considering her absolutely dire financial situation. When she walked into my home, there was an immediate disposition when I picked up that was overshadowing her smile. And as we started speaking, it was evident she was going through some kind of serious mental illness like depression. Now, this is her story in a nutshell. She had finished her medical degree in India. She got married to another doctor through a typical arranged marriage, which is still very common practice in India. Her husband eventually became a renowned pediatrician in Mumbai, and according to her, is managing a huge hospital. After having a son from her first marriage, she got divorced and remarried twice, only to end up getting divorced again. She tried working and training as a physician in USA, but could not keep any job beyond a year. And as it turned out, she has lived in this country for almost 40 years with no family, career, or investment to call as her own. All these cyclical patterns match with her inability to make sound decision or lack of insight confirm my suspicion that she must be suffering from bipolar disorder. On further questioning, she said, quote, "I live in a shitty world and I'm confused. All my doctors want me to take antidepressants, but I don't think I'm crazy and I avoid pills." I have heard several patients who have lived in denial with their psychological issues, but hearing these same exact words from a doctor sent chills across my spine. She should be advising her patients about depression, and here she is, wasted all her adult life denying herself the treatment. Her seemingly innocuous search for a job as a nanny was as detrimental for her as it would have been for any potential family she considered taking care of. A complete charade to hide her own shadowed existence. If only she had accepted her doctor's advice and started taking care of herself when she began to spiral, maybe even considered taking the very antidepressants she ran from, there might have been a good fighting chance. Perhaps I would have met her as a colleague at my hospital rather than this agonizing and jobless pseudo-nanny. So, folks, remember, depression and bipolar illness cannot be measured by blood tests, but a good doctor can tell if his or her patient is suffering from something just by interviewing. It is a chronic illness still attached with so much taboo in Asian culture. Undiagnosed and untreated, it can potentially destroy your lives with thoughts surrounding self-harm and suicide. Some of the common telltale signs of depression are little interest in doing things, trouble falling or staying asleep, feeling hopeless, poor appetite or overeating, feeling that you have let down your family, thoughts of hurting yourself, and so on. In most cases, however, there will be a trigger like death of a loved one, divorce, breakup in a relationship, unexpected financial loss, and so on. Now, how is bipolar different from depression? Bipolar has manic episodes alternating with depression. Some of the common symptoms of mania are: 1. Inflated self-esteem or grandiosity, example, like feeling like a celebrity. Number 2. Euphoria and disinhibition, example, like disrobing in public. Number 3. Persistently increased energy and activity, for example, driving recklessly. Number 4. Impulsive and poor judgment, example, can't keep any job. Number 5. Exaggerated sense of well-being and self-confidence, for example, hostile comments and swearing often. So even though popular celebrities and mainstream talk shows discuss this openly, unfortunately, the comfort or openness to share thoughts about depression and bipolarity has not translated itself into the everyday talk in our homes and families. There is still great hesitation about talking about it in public eye. Well, let me start from myself. I have no qualms in admitting that I'm on antidepressants and it has only improved my life tremendously. If this article changes even one person into accepting his or her mental illness, then my efforts as a clinician will be worth it. Depression is like a war. You either win or you die trying. And I have chosen to win it. Have you? Again, this is Sahila. This one's dedicated to my psychiatrist. Thank you everyone for listening to me. Until next time with another topic that is raw, sensible, and uninhibited, this is Sahila signing off. Bye.